I asked you last time if you'd be interested in a video about extra work. 2 people showed slight interest, which is more than enough for me. Of course, with any job, there are positives and negatives. I think we'll start with the positives. Let's do that. First of all, easy money. It literally takes no skill whatsoever. You could all do it. You'd be great. Oh, what's that? You're 16 and you didn't go to college or university and you want some money? Oh, what can you do? Be an extra. It's so easy. Secondly, as if it wasn't easy enough, there's loads of downtime, so you can just like sit there and do nothing or read a book or answer emails. I mean, who even actually has emails to answer? No one actually answers emails. No one has to devote time to answer emails. No one has that many emails. Or you could bring your DS, whatever you want. If you're into spotting celebrities, that happens a lot. You can spot some celebs. I've met a few. Well, not met. That's the difference. You can see them, but you can't meet them. That's actually very important. Don't talk to celebrities. Like if you're going past them, just say hello or you're right, but don't stop and have a chat. Food is fantastic. You can tell that the production's quite tight with money when they just give you like just toast. But when they go all out, it's so good. Like you have like walnut on things, and you know like walnut's pointless. Only high-end productions put walnut on food. It makes you feel like a king, mate. Costumes are great. They're really cool. If you're a man, you mainly get suits, or if you're a soldier, you get to wear uniforms and stuff. I imagine for women it's quite cool as well, because you get to like have your hair done up into like ridiculous, huge styles, and you get to wear like huge dresses and things. I feel like a princess. Was that sexist? And lastly, if you're into like film production and media studies and acting stuff, you'll love it. I think it's cool to just be part of the whole experience. Negatives. Sometimes they're very long days. In the summer, during the day, because the day, lasts very long, they want to get as much out of you as possible. So you'll have to start at like 5 or 6 in the morning, and then you finish at like 7 when the sun goes down. It's really long days. In the winter, you get shorter days, but it's bollock-numbingly cold, and usually your costume will be quite thin. I mean, they recommend thermals, but sometimes they'll just take them off you. Like, no, it doesn't work with the costume. I think you'll find a Victorian man wouldn't be wearing thermal socks. You get a lot of wannabe actors that will just do anything, and they just want to be right at the front of every scene, and they're just annoying. That was the end of that point. Next point. Most filming is in London or in a studio based in London. I'm 2 hours away, so I have to drive 2 hours, or I have to get on a train for £30 for 2 hours as well, and then I have to get the... Oh no, don't start about central London. Then I have to get on the tube. It's a maze. It's a sweaty maze. Living in London makes all the difference if you understand how the tube works. And, well, let's talk about money. I have to pay for petrol to get there, and then commission. The way you get work is you sign up with an agency, and the agency gets you the work, and then they take their commission, which is usually like 20%, plus VAT. So you're already losing 26%. So let's do maths. So average job is like 120. I've already lost £31 before I've even started, minus another 15 for travel. So now that lovely £120 is now 74, which is, it's not bad. It's just not as good when people living in London can just get on the tube for like £2 and they're on set. So if you're living outside of London, it's quite annoying. Typically, whenever I get more than one day, I stay at an Airbnb, which is, another £20 on top. But then you've made 2 days worth of money, so I don't know. And you can do it as well as a part-time job. Like, I highly recommend get a part-time job. You can't do this on its own. Oh, my last negative point was there's a lot of standing. It's like varicose vein simulator. Anyway, I mainly get my work through a agency called Casting Collective. There's also like Mad Dog, which is okay, I guess. Or just sign up to Pop, which is sort of like a network of loads of other casting agencies that will send you work. So when I became an extra, I had to wait a year before I got offered my first job, but I was only with one company. So I highly recommend like 5 or 6 companies. Also get a DBS check, your basic disclosure, to prove that you have no convictions, because if you have to work on set with children, they'll say, why haven't you uploaded your DBS to your profile? We can't book you for this work. And you'd be like, but I'm not a paedophile. And they'd be like, you haven't got this bit of paper you've got to pay £25 for. Give it. Taking photos. It's really easy. Let's do one now. I kind of go for the scared deer in headlights That's the pose I go for in these pictures. Measuring, it's really easy. Chest is just like that. Hey look, that's my head. It's fat, I know, shut up. Actually, you know what I noticed the other day? That the gap between my nose and my mouth is like, it's like a mile. I'm sure you know how to do your waist. Inner leg, upper leg, one of those. So your inner leg is like, you just got to stick it up there by your balls. Have a straight leg, and then, how do you do it? And then do that, and you're done. What am I? I think I'm like 27 if I remember correctly. Something like, maybe 32. Look, I don't really know, alright? They do it for you anyway. Just whatever. Take like 3 inches off your length of your jeans, I don't know. So you've got your job, you're on set now. Top tip, just listen to what the assistant directors tell you to do. The third AD is the one who gives you the instructions. They're going to tell you, walk over there after 3 beats, and beats just means seconds. I don't know why they've got a terminology for seconds, but they just do. So I want to take this moment to talk about the people that I've met on set, and some people are quite the characters. You couldn't write it, you couldn't write it. I met a guy in May, so this is before I'd gone to Italy, and it came up in conversation that he was like half Italian, and I was like, oh, I'm going to Italy, you know, I'm going to Naples. I was like, oh, I want to go like canoeing or something, and he was like, how are you going to go canoeing? I was like, well, by the sea. And he was like, Naples isn't by the sea. Let's just look at a map quick. I think that's the sea. That's the sea, right? Yeah, it's the sea. What else did you say? Oh, that was it. He said bish bash bosh, and when he saw a woman he said, hello treacle. That was enough to put me off him, really. Oh, I had this guy who was like a director wannabe. So there was this scene, and like I'm nowhere near the camera, and it really doesn't matter. And I'm holding a spear in this hand and a shield in this hand, whereas before, in the other take, I was holding it in the other hand. This Roman shouts over to me. He's like, "Hey, you swap." And after like the end of the take, he comes up to me. He's just like, "No, the consistency is all wrong. No, you're meant to hold it in the other side." I was like, I don't really care. And he was like, oh. Also, I like that he says consistency and not continuity, but we'll let him off. He's probably new. One of the things that really annoys me, actually, is whenever you talk to people on these jobs, they always say the same things. It's always like, so, do you get much of this work? And they'll either do one of 2 things. I'll say, yeah, I was on this, and this. Like name drop everyone who they've met, walked past, they mean, like celebrity wise. Or they'll say, no, I don't get much of this work, it's so shit, I don't get any work. God, I had one day on this and it was bloody horrible, it was raining, it was cold. The novelty of the job does wear off after a while, and it does just become work, and every day is somewhat similar. I mean, I had one day where I'm watching a guy burn, another day where I'm literally standing around doing absolutely nothing. I don't know, luck of the draw, I don't really care, but I want to end this on a high. I want to bring attention to the best extra in the world. You couldn't write it, could you? You couldn't write it. Over and out.